over it.
Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be happy taking PEDs, right?
Listen, if you want to build in excuses right now,
I'm just asking.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering. I looked at your face and looked kind of silly. You had rage and acting all unorthodox. You know, those are signs of the PEDs.
I'm going to do a cycle of steroids to show people what Jake Paul on steroids actually looks like.
Is Jake Paul natural? No. I can say that with pretty certain confidence in that statement, mainly because, as you heard me mention, I know a lot of the people he trains with, and I have heard things.
With a massive lawsuit over alleged steroid use sounds wild, but this storm is exploding faster than anyone thought. When a YouTuber suddenly turns into a knockout machine, packing on muscle and power almost overnight, the fight world doesn't stay quiet. They start counting red flags like ticking legal bombs. And now, with leaked footage circulating, experts raising eyebrows, and steroid rumors echoing through every locker room, Jake Paul is standing dangerously close to a courtroom battle that could change everything.
Are you taking PEDs?
No, sir.
Not at all. Okay.
No, sir.
That's what I'm on PEDs. I don't care. You
He didn't just get stronger. He evolved at a speed that made even seasoned fighters pause and say, wait, something's not right. Overnight, the once skinny YouTube troublemaker morphed into a hulking force of nature, piling on muscle like he'd unlocked a cheat code the rest of the sport could only dream of. This wasn't gradual progress or slow growth. It was a sudden explosion of power, endurance, and raw aggression, with the presence so sharp it cut through the internet like a razor.
A guy on steroids is blatantly going to exhibit some sort of actual physical representation of steroid use. It's a traditional, Roid monkey look. You're going to have more muscle mass.
Jake's shoulders broadened, veins bulged, acne flared across his face, punches grew heavier, and his temper grew sharper. And these weren't just wild fan theories. Multiple sports outlets noted that his rapid transformation bore signs consistent with steroid use, while boxing analysts whispered the same behind closed doors long before saying it on camera. Headlines from Give Me Sport, Yahoo, and Ringside columns weren't idle commentary. They were warnings. Medical experts highlighted the same physical markers: accelerated muscle growth, acne outbreaks, and dense jawline development, all hallmarks often linked to steroid cycles. None of this is definitive proof, but when doctors start identifying patterns, what began as rumor begins to look like analysis, and the path toward legal scrutiny becomes impossible to ignore.
I believe that you're a cheater, and I believe that you use steroids. So I want to randomly steroid test you for the next 2 years.
Physique isn't just about looks, it's currency. And Jake's body was printing that currency faster than nature ever intended. When one man surges physically while everyone else grinds for years to achieve the same, speculation stops being idle gossip. It becomes evidence in waiting. That's when the situation starts edging dangerously close to legal territory, where questions turn into investigations, and investigations can turn into lawsuits. Jake hasn't ignored the accusations. He's confronted them head-on, sometimes with fire. In one interview, he warned that anyone accusing him of steroid use better be ready for legal action if they can't back it up. By meeting rumors with threats of lawsuits, he's signaling that the pressure isn't just online chatter. It's already a fight he's preparing for in a courtroom long before ever stepping into the ring.
To tell people that you're not on steroids where you're just on steroids, because they'll get a legal TRT prescription from the doctor. Their dealer fills in the rest. Normally they're on TRT, but they go through multiple month phases during the year where they go on super physiological doses.
Didn't start online. It came from fighters who know exactly how long it takes to build real power. Professionals who've spent their lives in the gym watched Jake Paul's rapid transformation and immediately sensed something beyond natural progression. Dylan Dennis, a close associate of Conor McGregor, fueled the suspicion further by pointing out Jake's sudden acne flare-ups, sending media outlets like the Express Tribune into a frenzy. Even Jake has publicly addressed the allegations, noting that the internet always jumps to two conclusions: rigged fights or steroids. His responses revealed that these claims aren't just background noise. They're a constant weight on his shoulders, pressure he feels every single day.
Grow as athletes as they accumulate more muscle mass generally with training age.
And also steroids.
Conversation shifted from online chatter to serious industry concern. When seasoned athletes publicly question a transformation, the allegation gains weight, credibility, and the potential to escalate, especially as experts point to physical changes, surges in aggression, and rapid muscle growth as possible signs of performance enhancement. That's the foundation for legal consequences. Claims of unfair advantage, health risks, breaches of sports conduct, and manipulated competition. In cases like this, opinion can evolve into testimony, testimony into evidence, and evidence into a courtroom battle. Interestingly, Jake has mentioned undergoing routine blood panels every few months due to gut issues and gluten sensitivity. While he frames it as health maintenance, critics note that frequent testing is also common among athletes monitoring hormone levels, particularly those pushing enhancement boundaries. It's a curious layer to his public profile, a man whose physique is under scrutiny, yet whose biomarkers are meticulously tracked.
So people think I do steroids and all this shit. So I have a plan because I think it's fucking bizarre. That's like the only excuse they can come up with is like rigged fights. Jake Paul does steroids.
Have unknowingly poured gasoline on the fire. He once joked that when he retires, he'd do a real steroid cycle just to show how different he could look. Many laughed, but critics read it differently, either as a slip-up or a subconscious confession. When a man says he'll reveal what Jake Paul on steroids looks like, the internet doesn't hear a joke, it hears intent. The tension escalated further when legendary trainer Teddy Atlas publicly questioned the legitimacy of Jake's upcoming fight with Mike Tyson, suggesting it felt more like scripted entertainment than a true test of combat. Coming from a veteran of Atlas's stature, doubt isn't casual commentary, it's a warning. It signals that boxing insiders suspect more than hype, and that suspicion is now feeding scrutiny.
Something you take so you can make the weight a little bit easier, or something you can take that can make you a little bit stronger, something that you can take to make you a bit more explosive, and there's no, and if you know what you
Another respected figure in boxing expressed the same unease, saying that old champions would be turning in their graves watching this matchup unfold. His critique wasn't aimed at the fight itself, but at the notion that a crossover celebrity could physically compete with an icon without some kind of external boost. Observations like these lend serious weight to the steroid conversation, especially when they come from those who truly understand the limits of athletic performance. When respective voices align, rumors start to solidify into claims, and claims are the first step toward litigation in cases of performance enhancement. The controversy doesn't stop at steroids. Many fans have argued that some of Jake's biggest bouts, particularly the Tyson fight, felt more like spectacle than sport. While his promotion team denies any rigging, public trust remains fractured. When wins are questioned and enhancement rumors swirl, the conversation shifts from boxing itself to integrity, money, contracts, and global broadcast deals. Essentially, the perfect storm for litigation.
4 months, we're going to test you. You got to stay clean.
Sure.
We can do it. He skipped all that, and he has only 4 weeks where they can test him.
Okay.
Does no one think this is fishy?
For the Tyson versus Jake Paul fight grew, chaos on the undercard started raising eyebrows across the sport. Astrid Wett suddenly challenged ex-Manchester City star Jill Scott, and within hours, Bainey Bridges jumped in demanding her own shot. Instead of organized matchups, the card began to resemble a social media free-for-all, loud, unpredictable, and completely unstructured. When fights are booked for clicks instead of rankings, questions about fairness and regulation naturally arise. And when those doubts sit alongside steroid rumors, the situation becomes even more volatile. Promoters, athletic commissions, and even opponents could eventually claim the event was unsafe or unfair if performance-enhancing drug use is ever proven. In that scenario, controversy doesn't stay online. It turns into paperwork, legal claims, and mounting pressure.
Is it official that he failed it now?
Yes, he failed 2 tests actually. So he's probably going to look at a 2-year suspension from MMA.